The first thing the galaxy noticed was the silence. Earth had always been noisy. Radio chatter, civilian traffic, trade beacons, diplomatic signals layered over one another like a heartbeat you could hear from across systems. Then, one cycle. It stopped. No distress calls, no surrender transmissions, no evacuation warnings, just silence. The Hegemony High Council assumed that meant victory. They were wrong. The last human voice director, Elena Cade, stood beneath a shattered dome in what used to be Geneva Arcology. Above her, alien carriers drifted like executioners, waiting for the order to finish the job. The air smelled of burning cities and ionized metal. Earth was dying. A technician knelt beside her, hands trembling, as he connected the final transmitter. "All channels are open," he whispered. "Every known frequency." Elena straightened her coat, not for pride, for habit. She had spent her life negotiating treaties, not wars. This message wasn't for peace. It was for closure. "To the civilizations of the hegemony," she began calmly as explosions rolled across the horizon. "You mistook our restraint for weakness." Alien shock troops moved through the ruins below. They were close now. For decades, humanity chose dialogue over domination, cooperation over conquest. We believed intelligence would outweigh aggression. She paused, letting the galaxy hear the fires behind her. "You taught us otherwise." The technician looked up. "They're breaching the lower levels." Elena didn't turn. "You came expecting surrender. You found resistance. You concluded we were inefficient." She leaned closer to the camera. "You never asked why we were inefficient on purpose." Weapons fire echoed behind her. "This transmission is not a threat. It is a notification." The first alien soldier burst into the chamber. Elena smiled, sadly, knowingly. Humanity has concluded negotiations. The feed cut, what the hegemony never understood. Human civilization had always been divided into layers. The visible layer built cities, universities, hospitals. The visible layer debated ethics and restraint. But beneath it was another layer. Not secret, just unused. For centuries, humanity prepared for a scenario they hoped would never arrive. A universe that answered kindness with extermination. They didn't build empires. They built contingencies. And contingencies don't announce themselves. 3 weeks later, the hegemony celebrated. Earth was classified as neutralized. Human colonies were declared non-viable. Victory archives were filed. That's when the first supply fleet vanished. No explosion, no wreckage, just absence. Then another. Then 7 more across different sectors, all following identical patterns. The commanders blamed pirates. Then pirates started disappearing too. The first survivor, Commander Rex of the Thal Union, stood before the emergency tribunal, his armored frame visibly shaking. "They didn't fight like soldiers," he said. "They fought like auditors." Confusion rippled through the chamber. They isolated logistics first: fuel, data, communications. They didn't attack us. They removed our ability to function. Someone laughed nervously. "That's strategy." "No," Rex whispered. "That's optimization." The ghost fleets. Human ships began appearing on long-range sensors. No markings, no standard engine signatures, no known propulsion systems. They didn't conquer planets. They deleted infrastructure. Shipyards collapsed without warning. Military networks rewrote their own orders. Defense grids fired inward. The humans never stayed long enough to be chased. They weren't invading. They were correcting inefficiencies. A human rule. The galaxy learned too late. If you threaten a human home, they resist. If you destroy it, they stop caring about the future. And humans without a future are terrifyingly efficient. The message that ended the war. Months later, the Hegemony Council received a transmission. One channel, one image, a human woman in unmarked armor, standing inside a captured council chamber. Behind her, the galaxy's most powerful leaders sat restrained, not harmed. "Earth is gone," she said evenly. "So is the version of humanity that wanted membership." She tapped a console. Star maps changed. These systems will lose military capability within 48 cycles. Not destroyed, disabled. Silence. "We are not here to rule you," she continued. "We are here to ensure you never make this mistake again." She leaned forward. "Humanity does not seek dominance." A pause. "But we will enforce memory." The transmission ended. Aftermath. The galaxy rewrote its laws. Not because humans demanded it, because everyone understood what happened when they didn't. Earth was remembered not as a weak world, but as the civilization that proved restraint is not absence of power. It is the decision not to use it. Until forced. Final line, retention lock. And somewhere beyond known space, silent human fleets return to standby mode, waiting. Just in case the galaxy ever forgot again.